All right, YouTube, welcome back to the drama-free zone. No comments equals no drama 4.4. This is a daily recap video for Friday, May 31st, 2024. Some kind of interesting stuff happened today. So start time for this morning's dash 5:10 in the morning. My first order, and I believe I got this 2 days in a row, was a $5.50 Jolly Pirate. And just like with yesterday, it was the same staff worker as yesterday. And again, told me that this customer orders the same order every single morning. But for whatever reason, it's only the second ever time that I've gotten it. So I don't know how long they've been doing it, but 2 cups of coffee. And of course, today I had a better idea where I was going. I parked on the correct side of the building. I didn't have to walk through the grass like I did yesterday. And like I said, that's $5.50. Then it took, let me go back and look at my screenshots here, because it was, that first offer was at 5:10. I didn't get the next offer until 6:30. I want to say I came back home even after the first offer and waited clear until 6:30, to get this next stacked offer from Meyer. It was $17.50, 17.3 miles. One of them was going to that South Columbus area. That's why. And plus I had to, I had to travel like 3 miles to get to Meyer and then go north again. Both customers were north. But it wasn't that many items. 2 orders, 10 total items. And let's see the list on that. Oh, this is the one where the customer B just had 2 like smoothie drinks from the produce area. That's all that customer was. And then the first customer was some Aura gel, a couple drinks, and a couple like school supply type items. Wasn't too terribly hard, even though I kind of cringe every time I see notebooks. And the first went to a kind of janky apartment complex. The second went to a customer that I've been to several times before. It's kind of a weird setup. This customer does not have a front door. So he has to enter. It's a disabled guy, and you have to enter through the garage. There's a couple other front doors right next to the garage, but those are other units. Those aren't his doors. So that garage door has to be open, and this was a hand to customer. The last time I delivered there, garage door was open, and then I walked through the garage to his like front door, which is, you know, inside the garage. And then I handed him the order. This time the garage door was closed. So I text him, no reply. I tried to call, no answer. So I just set the order down, and in app I sent a picture of the order. And then my message that I send when I complete a hand to customer order, I just sent those messages and off I went. I don't know. I don't know why he didn't answer. He usually does. Okay, then the subject of today's video. I was coming back to zone, and I was on one of the main state routes, and I got a $2.50 McDonald's. And I know it's a no tip, or maybe only 50 cents. I know. But when I looked at it and looked at the map, I thought from my position that it was the McDonald's in my zone, and which I had to go back to anyway. And it looked like the customer was really super close to the McDonald's. So I went ahead and took it. I also needed I was one punch away on my driver card from getting a free meal. So that's another thing. And so I took it. Well, as soon as I took it, I look at my map and it's telling me to like turn around. It's not a McDonald's in my zone. It actually was South High Street McDonald's. I was like, oh crap. And GPS is wanting me to get off the next exit, which I'm in the left lane. I got to get over 2 lanes like right away. I put my blinker on, nobody's letting me over, and I was like, forget this order. I'm just going to drop this. But what I thought to do when I made that decision, basically what I did was I just pulled up I got like stopped at a light, and I pulled up the page to like drop the order. But I'm like, no, wait a minute. I'm not going to drop it like right now because it might give me like another South Columbus. Number one, it's probably going to give me another South Columbus order if I drop right now. And number two, let's make this no tipping customer wait. Let's give it an extra 4 or 5 minutes till I get back to zone. I'll drop it then. And that's going to delay this getting put on another driver for at least another like 5 minutes. Let's make this customer wait on this order. And so that's what I did. I sat through 2 different traffic lights. I finally like got onto the interstate and got, 71 to 270 and I got about a mile away I had everything pulled up. And I got about a mile away from my exit and then hit the confirm unassigned button. It was about like 5 minutes. And then, of course, I unassigned it. Now, but what I got another order almost immediately after I unassigned, but it was to Meyer. So that's the only kind of little drawback. I was getting off the wrong exit for Meyer, so I had to basically get off the exit, come right back onto the interstate and go back the way I came. No big deal. Even I made good time on this next stacked order, and I'll get to that here in a second, but even with having to get off the wrong exit, turn around and come back. So I get that offer. It was $12.25, 11 miles because of my current position, 4 items. And then they stacked, I think this was before I got to Meyer, $14.50. Let's see, what was the time difference? The $12.25 was at 7:51 and 3:02. So I was just passing the hospital, about to. I remember now because I called my wife right after I got the second order. I was just passing the hospital. I was about to get off the exit, and when I got the second order, and so that second one was going to add 3 miles and 13 items. So all total, you're looking at $26.75 for 14 miles, 17 items. Pretty good. Most all of it, both orders combined, was general grocery, except there was one basil plant, live plant, which I was hoping would be in the grocery department. They've got some of them over there, but the ones in the grocery department was a different brand. It was like True Goodness, and I forget the brand name on this other one. So I had to get all the grocery items. So everything else except this one item. And then I had to track clear across the store to, this was actually outside. This was the outside part of lawn and garden. And I asked an associate, she pointed me right to it, and I got that live plant and getting like dirt all over my hands, and then tracked back across the store again to the self checkouts that I parked near, and checked out, delivered both of those, and the second drop off was almost exactly 1 hour after I got the first order. So had this done start to finish in 1 hour, made $26.75. Great. Next I get, and how soon after was this? Okay, there's my second drop off, was at 8:52. About 7 minutes later, I get a 450, 2.5 mile Tim Hortons. I went ahead and took it. And this was going to the emergency room at the hospital. And I went inside there, and they changed their drop-off location. It used to be just the counter right there where the security guards stand. And I go to set it down, and he was like, oh, actually, if you could put it over there. And I turned to my right, and they had like this new cart set up for deliveries. So now I know. I get and then right as I'm dropping that off, let's go right back to the Tim Hortons. I get a $9 5-mile Tim Hortons and Wendy's. Both of them are in the same building. And pretty straightforward, standard pickup and delivery. Didn't have to wait too long. That the previous Tim Hortons order I had to wait on. It was pretty busy in there, but things had kind of died down in that 15-20 minutes or whatever, and it wasn't as bad when I went back. And that took 28 minutes all total, that Tim Hortons and Wendy's stack. So that's okay. Then I get a a $4.50 Walgreens going 6.5 miles. I took it. I know it's an upside down order, but I was kind of wanting to get gas, and my 3 pickup areas, I was in the one area of the 3 that does not have a Speedway. That's where I normally get gas at. So I just took this just to get over to the other side of my zone. I figure, yeah, it's only one item, Walgreens, so I'll go ahead and do it. I go to the Walgreens. It's the one item was a can of baby formula, and at this particular location, they were in a locked case. So I would have had this shopped in like 20 seconds, because I walked to the formula aisle, started my timer, and then immediately realized it was a locked case. So the lady had to go get the key and come back, and but it just took a minute. And went to go drop that off, and where is it at? Gosh darn it. Went to drop, sorry folks, I'm not organized and prepared here. I went to drop it off, and there you go. $4.50, all from Walgreens, 0 tip to the ghetto apartment complex. Thank you very much. I got immediately after dropping that off, I got a $8 stacked McDonald's, and like I'm right there. Like this customer practically, I could have just left my car there and walked across the street to the McDonald's, but I reparked my car. And 2 orders, 2 total miles. So sweet. I get in there, and what time was this? Because this McDonald's was slammed. There's the 450 Walgreens. I don't get it. This was it. I got this offer at 10:04 in the morning. And it was like it was slammed in there on a Friday at 10 a.m. It just seems kind of weird. But I go in there and there's like three other drivers, and the counter is all lined up with delivery orders with the tags on it. So I can see my two orders and like three other orders lined up in this row on the shelf. And I probably had to wait, gosh, it's probably like 5 or 6 minutes on the first one. And I confirmed the pickup. Now I'm just waiting on the second one. Almost right away, the system prompts me that I can drop the second one. And I'm like, well, no, I mean, I'll wait my 10 minutes that I usually do. I'm fine with that on this order. And plus, you got to be careful with that on a stack. What if the one I took is just a $2 minimum order, and then the other one was, what I say this was $8 total. The other one could have been $6, and then I'm delivering a $2 order that's going further out. One customer was real close to the McDonald's, and then the other one was 2 miles away. That's where the 2 miles was. So I was like, no, I'll stay on it. So I go past my 10 minutes. They haven't put anything in that sack yet. And I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and drop it. Well, what happened was I go to drop it, but it was like still showing on my screen after I dropped it, unassigned. And I'm like, oh crap, did it drop the other order that I already picked up? And I kind of panicked a little bit. I go back to my screen, it just has your tasks on it, and both orders are showing in there. I'm like, well, maybe it didn't drop anything. And like, this is after like about a minute. I'm like, well, let me go back in there and see if they maybe have that order done. And it's not done. So my wife was on the phone, so I told her, let me hang up with you. I'm going to call support. So I was about to do that, but I decided to shut down the app and open it back up first. And when I did that, then everything was correct. There was just one order on my phone, and the other one was gone that I was trying to drop. So it's just one of those little glitchy things where I had to like restart the app. And I got lucky because the one that I had was the close customer. So all total, it paid $4. So each one was $4. But I only drove it was probably only like a quarter of a mile, if that. This customer almost lived right behind the McDonald's. So the only thing I was out was just it was about 12 minutes messing around with the waiting and restarting the app. And so you might as well say I made $4 in like 12 minutes, basically. Next was another one item order, $7.74 Giant Eagle going 6.6 miles, but it's only one item. I get to the store and it's just a bag of dog food. That's it. Went back there, found it right away, checked out, done. I usually at Giant Eagle, I put my phone on the belt and then my items, and then with the barcode showing so the cashier can scan it. She goes to scan it and the barcode leaves the screen because DoorDash is sending me another offer. And she's like, oh, whoops, the barcode left the screen there. And so I took this stack. It was $6.50 Popeyes, which is almost practically next door to the Giant Eagle, for an additional 4.8 miles. Not great, but I went ahead and took it. I accepted everything today. No declines. That was the Popeyes was like I think like 2 meals, and it was supposed to be a half gallon of tea, but they were out of the half gallon bags, so they just gave me like 2 large cups of tea. And when I got to the customer said, "Well, that's actually good because these 2 large cups is more tea than what I ordered, and also more expensive. So this actually like was a good deal for me. So sweet." And this took all total start to finish 50 minutes, and I made a little over 14 bucks. So that a lot of driving involved. So that really wasn't a good, stack there. And then it was it was like past 11. My wife is off today, so I figured I'd just do one more order, and then we were going to go get something to eat. I got a $5.25 Dollar General, only 3 items. How many miles was showing on that? 3.3 miles. And most all of that, I'd say 75% of that was just getting to the Dollar General. And so that ended up being 2 6 packs of applesauce and a package of bomb pops. That's it. Super easy. And it just delivered. It was the Dollar General closest to my home here, and just delivering to the homes right across the street from there. So easy $5.25. That took me start to finish with and from the time I got the offer to the drop off, 15 total minutes. That's it. That was, how's that for timing? That's getting to the Dollar General, driving through downtown Grove City, and then probably like a 1 minute shop, 30-second checkout, and then delivering across the street. 15 minutes. And then I logged off. So today was a 6 hour and 29 minute dash, active 4 hours and 37 minutes. Made $91.25. So not really good for 13 deliveries, but I'll take it. And I was over goal for the week. So I kind of like to shoot for 400 bucks a week. I was at 466 this week, so that's pretty good. Because I had the good Tuesday and also yesterday. Now at 3,171 deliveries. Start of the dash was 77% acceptance. Now up to 82%. So sweet. And from here on out, if I haven't already mentioned it, I'm now going to go back to my decision making process and how I took orders and everything when I was a top dasher, before I got on the council, before I got the lifetime benefits, before Dasher rewards. I'm going to go back to the way I was doing things before, and on a regular, consistent basis, staying above that 70%. And I now I shouldn't see those long periods anymore where I'm not getting any orders. All of that took place when I had the low acceptance rate. I shouldn't have these long droughts anymore where I don't see catering orders. All of that took place when I had the low acceptance rate. So now I expect things to, pick back up for me, get better orders, and, you gotta play the game. I know a lot of dashers hate it and they think it sucks, but it's the way it is, and I don't mind it. So like I've said before, I know a lot of people disagree with me on this, and that's fine. That's their right. You can't comment on my videos anymore and beat me up on it. Sorry. But anyway, like I said before in past videos, I these lower paying orders, I take them situationally. So if it's something that's, $4, 5 miles, and, if depending on the time of day and where the drop off is, and that, I'll take orders like that, and, and that allows me now, the ones I decline will just be like the absurd orders, like $2, 8 miles, and just stupid stuff. Or, I can decline orders delivering to like OSU campus, for instance, because I don't see that many of those. So I can decline all of them if I'm taking other kind of, just kind of like mediocre to junky orders. And the large like catering orders that I don't see when I'm cherry picking and in the 50s or whatever. Well, when I'm in the like 75 to 85% acceptance rate and getting the catering orders, those make up for the lower paying orders that I take and then some. So anyway, that's how I look at it. Anyway, that is it for this May 31st dash. And I meant to, before starting this video, I meant to total up my monthly numbers and throw information about that in here. But maybe the next update, I'll kind of go over my May numbers. And that is it for now. And we'll go ahead and do all this over again on Tuesday. Thanks for watching. And as always, be safe out there driving. We'll see you next time.